What makes some individuals more influential than others? This question strikes at the heart of human interaction, from boardrooms to social gatherings and beyond. It's a question that has intrigued scholars, leaders, and everyday people for centuries. At the core of this question is the concept of power, the ability to influence others and shape outcomes. Power is a pervasive force. It's present in every aspect of our lives, whether we acknowledge it or not. And it's this fascinating subject that forms the cornerstone of Jeffrey Pfeffer's seminal work, Power: Why Some People Have It and Others Don't. Now, who is Jeffrey Pfeffer? Pfeffer is a renowned professor at Stanford University's Graduate School of Business and an expert in organizational behavior. He has spent decades studying power dynamics, and his insights are a treasure trove for anyone interested in understanding the nuances of influence. Pfeffer's book takes a deep dive into the heart of power, exploring why some individuals rise to the top while others remain on the sidelines. It's not a guidebook to becoming powerful, but rather an insightful exploration of the elements that contribute to the acquisition and retention of power. The book is structured in a way that takes readers on a journey through the world of power. It starts from the recognition of power's importance, moves through the strategies and skills necessary for attaining power, discusses the obstacles one might encounter on their journey, and finally, the ways to sustain and use power effectively. Jeffrey Pfeffer's work is a powerful reminder that power is not just about authority or control. It's about understanding the dynamics at play, recognizing opportunities, and navigating the landscape with finesse and strategy. It's about developing the skills to influence others, to shape outcomes, and ultimately, to make a difference. So, whether you're a seasoned leader, an aspiring entrepreneur, or simply someone interested in the art of influence, Power: Why Some People Have It and Others Don't is a must-read. It's time to unravel the mysteries of power, to understand its complexities, and to appreciate its potential. Let's dive deeper into the realms of power. Is power a privilege or a burden? This question forms the crux of our second scene, the power paradox, from Jeffrey Pfeffer's insightful book, Power: Why Some People Have It and Others Don't. The paradox of power is a fascinating concept that Pfeffer explores with great rigor. The book paints a picture of power as an endless game, a relentless pursuit that consumes all who dare to engage. It's akin to a game of chess where the pieces are constantly moving, and the board never truly settles. It's the ceaseless dance of ambition and influence where the music never stops. But why are we so drawn to this dance? Why do we yearn for power, even when we understand the toll it can take? Pfeffer offers a compelling answer. He argues that the desire for power is a natural human instinct, much like our need for food or shelter. It's an integral part of our survival mechanism, driving us to seek control over our surroundings and our lives. Far from being a negative trait, this desire can often push us to achieve great things. Yet power isn't merely an external force we strive to capture, it's a mirror that reflects our inner selves. It reveals our strengths, our weaknesses, our fears, and our desires. It can amplify our virtues, but it can also magnify our flaws, and therein lies the paradox. The same power that can lead to success and prosperity can also breed isolation and discontent. This concept is beautifully encapsulated in the book through an array of real-life examples and anecdotes, showing us that power isn't just about the position one holds, but also about how one navigates the complex dynamics of human relationships and societal structures. So, is power a privilege or a burden? Perhaps it's both. It's a privilege that allows us to shape our own destinies, but it's also a burden that demands a high degree of responsibility. Power, it seems, is a double-edged sword. How does one attain power? This question echoes in the minds of many, and Jeffrey Pfeffer provides some intriguing insights in his book. The answers aren't always straightforward, and the paths to power are as varied as the individuals who seek it. One of the key strategies Pfeffer discusses is the importance of building alliances. In the world of power, it's not just about what you know, but also who you know. Networking and forming strategic relationships aren't just buzzwords, they're essential tools on the road to power. They open doors, provide opportunities, and offer support when the going gets tough. Then there's the matter of developing a unique skill set. In a sea of sameness, being unique is a power in itself. It's about having a skill, an expertise, or a perspective that sets you apart from the crowd. This uniqueness becomes your calling card, your ticket to the table where decisions are made. Flexibility and adaptability are also invaluable. The journey to power is not a straight line. It's a winding road filled with unexpected turns and sudden roadblocks. The ability to adapt, to pivot when necessary, and to embrace change rather than resist it is an important part of navigating this journey. But perhaps the most significant point that Pfeffer makes is that the route to power is often non-linear and unpredictable. There's no one-size-fits-all blueprint. The path to power isn't always the one well-trodden. It can be found in the most unexpected places, and it often requires us to step outside of our comfort zones, to take risks, and to be willing to walk a path that others might not. In the pursuit of power, the path less traveled often makes all the difference. It's about embracing the unexpected, leveraging uniqueness, and understanding that power is not just about the destination, but also about the journey. What are the dangers that lurk in the shadows of power? As we delve into the heart of the matter, let's explore the unseen corners of power, the pitfalls that Jeffrey Pfeffer so eloquently describes in his book. Power, while alluring and influential, can be a double-edged sword, often leading us down a path of isolation, ethical dilemmas, and potential for corruption. Pfeffer warns us that power can be a lonely place. As one climbs the ladder, the circle of confidants becomes smaller. The higher one ascends, the more isolated one can become. The air at the top is often thin and cold, and the echo of one's own voice can be the only sound to break the silence. It's a paradox of sorts, where the very thing that connects us with others can end up distancing us from them. Coupled with isolation is the ethical dilemma, a pitfall that can tangle even the most righteous in its web. The lines between right and wrong can get blurred when the intoxicating allure of power comes into play. Decisions once black and white may suddenly appear in shades of gray. The challenge here is to hold on to one's moral compass, to remember that power is a tool, not an excuse. And then, there's the potential for corruption. Power, unchecked, can lead to a sense of invincibility, a belief that one is above the rules. It's a dangerous path, one that can lead to the downfall of even the mightiest. Pfeffer cautions us that power, when wielded without restraint, can become a destructive force. So, as we navigate the labyrinth of power, let's remember to tread carefully. Power is not inherently good or bad, but it is a potent force that can shape our actions and our lives. We must learn to use it wisely, with respect and humility. We must remember that power is a means to an end, not an end in itself. With great power comes great responsibility, and sometimes great peril. Once attained, how does one sustain power? The answer, according to Jeffrey Pfeffer, lies in a blend of continuous learning, adaptability, and the cultivation of alliances. Power is not a static state, it's a dynamic process, an ongoing journey. The world around us is in constant flux, and those who hold power must keep pace with this change. This is where the importance of ongoing learning comes into play. The powerful are those who never stop learning, who never stop growing. They understand that the world is not a fixed entity, and neither are they. The moment they stop learning is the moment they start losing their grip on power. Adaptability, too, is crucial in the preservation of power. It's not enough to merely react to change. The truly powerful are those who can anticipate it, who can shape it to their advantage. They are the ones who can pivot when necessary, who can transform challenges into opportunities. They are the ones who understand that adaptability is not just about survival, but about thriving in the face of change. But power is not a solitary endeavor. It's about relationships, about alliances. The preservation of power depends on the ability to maintain and strengthen these alliances. It's about understanding the needs and desires of others, about finding common ground, about building bridges instead of walls. It's about recognizing that power is not just about commanding, but also about collaborating. Yet amidst all this, the preservation of power also requires a certain level of self-awareness and humility. It's about recognizing one's own limitations, about understanding that power doesn't make one infallible or invincible. It's about knowing when to step back, when to listen, when to learn. It's about understanding that true power comes not from arrogance, but from humility. The true test of power lies not in its acquisition, but in its preservation. For it's in the preservation of power that we see the true mark of a leader who understands that power is not just about ruling, but about serving. A leader who understands that power at its core is about responsibility.